Warning, this topic is extremely freaking disgusting. Viewer discretion is advised.
No, but like seriously, it actually is super gross and it's all a true story. So if you're not into gross true crime stuff, you might want to click out the video. But if you could, hit the like button on the way out though. Thank you. Alright, welcome to Tate's Take. If you're new here, I do movie and TV reviews. Give you a little background, basically let you know if I think it's worth checking out or not. If that's something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular Tate's Takers, let's see if this documentary is worth catching on Netflix. Get it? Because it's about catching a serial killer? Ugh, never mind. Quick background here. Night Stalker, The Hunt for a Serial Killer is a new Netflix documentary that tells the story of how one of the most notorious serial killers in American history was hunted down and brought to justice. It was directed by Tiller Russell, who's done several other documentaries, especially in the true crime realm. In this video, I'm going to give you some background on the suspect, then I'm going to tell you how the documentary handles the story. It's like a textbook case of how someone gets to be this way. Again, I'm going to give you a chance to bow out gracefully. Some of this stuff is super graphic, like I'm being serious. You can go, I won't be offended. Okay, I think the coast is clear. All right, plot time. Night Stalker, The Hunt for a Serial Killer is about this super deranged dude named Richard Ramirez. He has such a disturbing upbringing, it's almost no surprise he turned into this monster. Let's get into it. Richard Ramirez was born on February 29th, 1960 in El Paso, Texas. Leap year babies, should have known. Anyway, he's the youngest of 5 kids and his dad was a Mexican police officer who was also a freaking psychopath. Apparently, this dude had a wild temper and just took it out on his wife and kids, constantly beating their ass. He even reportedly tied Richard up to a cross and made him sleep in the cemetery. Like, why do they let people have kids who don't want kids? Anyway, of course, because his home environment was so damn toxic, Richard would spend a lot of time at his older cousin Miguel's house. You're probably thinking, oh, okay, that must be because his cousin wasn't toxic and provided a healthy change of pace from his current environment. Afraid not. His cousin Miguel was in the Army Special Forces and served in the Vietnam War. What's so bad about that, Tate? He's serving his country. Okay. What he also did was show Richard pictures of the people that he killed and raped. And if that's not crazy enough for you, after he showed 10-year-old Richard the women that he raped, he then showed him pictures of their heads cut off. Because that's what he did after he raped them. He cut their heads off. This kid is 10 years old. The whole time Richard is hanging with Miguel, this dude is teaching him all his army tricks, how to fight, how to kill. Again, he's 10. Now you might be thinking, well, that is creepy, but maybe at least Richard was thinking that's just how his cousin was away at war. Like maybe he would just think that's just how war is. Afraid not. One day Richard is hanging out with his cousin Miguel, and for some reason or another, Miguel starts getting into an argument with his wife. And is Miguel the type to talk out his problems? No. No, he's not. Miguel decides to shoot his wife in the face, right in front of Richard. Okay. Does Miguel go to jail for the rest of his life? And does Richard get a first-hand look at how doing bad things leads to serious consequences? Afraid not. Miguel does 4 years because he pled insanity. What is this? Anyway, with his cousin over there at Arkham Asylum, Richard goes on to live with his sister and her husband. Is this finally the safe, loving, and nurturing environment Richard needs to thrive? Afraid not. Turns out that his sister's husband was a certified pervert. He would like to go around and spy on his neighbors so he can watch them undress. And he would just take Richard along on these perv missions. So, no luck. Fast forward a few years and now Richard is in high school and he has a real job working at the Holiday Inn.
What you doing? Chilling at the Holiday Inn. Me and my people, won't you bring 4 of your...
This is serious. But this is like the worst job you can give this kid because then he has the master key, he can get into anyone's room. Of course, one day he breaks into this couple's room and it's just the girl there. The boyfriend has stepped out and of course he tries to attack and rape this girl. Right in the middle, just like in the movies, the boyfriend comes busting in and beats his kid's ass. It's fucking dope. The cops come and take him away. Oh, he didn't do any jail time? No? Afraid not. Like I said, this is at a Holiday Inn, and this couple is from out of town. So when the cops came in asking if they wanted to press charges, they said no because they didn't want to have to travel back and forth. Okay. No, it's cool. I mean, like, just maybe y'all could have stopped a serial killer from becoming a serial killer. No big deal. But of course, it's not their fault. How would they know that this dude would turn into some crazy killer? At that point, he hadn't even murdered anyone. Yet. Fast forward to April 1984, Richard is living in a hotel in San Francisco. Okay, we're doing this. Ugh. He beats and rapes a 9-year-old girl who's staying at the hotel. He then stabs her to death and hangs her body from a pipe. This is Richard's first known murder, but at the time there was no connection to him. In fact, this murder wasn't connected to him until 2009 using DNA evidence. It was 1984. This began a slew of attacks, sexual assaults, and murders for the man who would soon be known as the Night Stalker.
And he has this horrible big grin, and he's missing all these teeth. He just stared at me like a killer clown.
You got us a serial killer.
There was no doubt about it. This was a pretty sick individual.
The so-called Night Stalker who has terrorized California.
The same man is suspected in 6 to 8 murders and 25 to 30 attacks.
He's someone that will go into a home at night and will kill.
There was a case about a year after his first killing where he breaks into this couple's house in the middle of the night. He walks in and instantly kills the husband in his sleep. He then ties up the wife and makes her tell him where all the valuables are. So he's walking around the house looking for cash and jewelry, and she's trying to finesse her way out of the hand ties. She knows there's a shotgun under the bed. She finally gets free and grabs the shotgun. By the time he walks back in, a shotgun is staring him right in the face. Click. It's now loaded.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Now Richard's pissed, and he shoots her in the face. Just like he's seen his cousin Miguel do just a few years earlier. We doing this? Okay. He then stabbed up her body and cut out her eyeballs, put them in her jewelry box, and took the box with him. Told you in the beginning. It's gross. But the police had now found that he left a shoe print in their garden from when he tried to break in. Now the hunt for this monster was officially on. And that's pretty much where the documentary spends most of its time, on the police work. We get a pretty good look at the main 2 detectives that are working this case and how they're able to collaborate with other departments in California, as well as some regular civilians in California to finally bring this dude down. So what's my take? First of all, I know we got our beefs with the police, but when the police are just real good guys looking for real bad guys, I gotta give it up to them. I can't imagine my job being 17-hour days chasing a dude like this and pulling up at crime scenes like this. Like, you're seeing people's heads cut off at work. I don't even like when people leave their Chipotle out. I just can't. So, salute to all the good guy cops out there. Salute. I won't take much of your time here. This documentary is just as crazy as it sounds. If you were old enough in the United States in 1985, you may have remembered this story. Apparently it was a big deal nationwide, but like especially if you were in LA. I can't imagine living in LA and the people in the news tell me, oh yeah, before you go to bed, don't forget to lock your doors and your windows because there's a devil worshiper that could kill you at random. And that's part of the reason why it was so hard to pin him down at first. He didn't fit any of the regular serial killer behaviors. He didn't have a type. He went after men, women, little girls, little boys. Just non-stop evil. I will say that the documentary did take some time to get going in the beginning. I just really couldn't follow the timeline at first, and they spend so much time profiling these 2 detectives. But by the time you get to that last episode, you're like all in. Like, all right, we about to get this dude. The 2 main detectives working this case is kind of like the dudes from Men in Black, like Agent J and Agent K. The first dude is Frank, and he's like the old school veteran. You know, he caught a lot of notorious criminals in his past. That's Tommy Lee Jones. I don't know, he's K. Then there's Gil, who's like the new rookie loudmouth cop, like Agent J, like Will Smith. When you're watching this, you can see how calm and chill Frank is. But then I also got like a borderline cocky vibe from Gil. Like, you could tell like if he was your uncle, he would be telling this story every Thanksgiving. Anyway, beyond the senseless murders and rapes, the absolute craziest part of this whole doc came after the Night Stalker was already caught and arrested. They have a lot of courtroom footage, and he turned it into a full-time spectacle. Not only was he on camera showing the satanic symbols that he literally carved into his body.
He said, "I won't scream. I swear upon God." And he said, "Swear upon Satan."
He then became a sex symbol. No, I mean, like, this dude had women going to court to drool over him, including one of the jurors. When he was in jail, he was literally getting nudes sent to him in the mail. Literally just countless amounts of fan mail of women trying to get close to him. He even married one of his groupies while he was on death row. Because women liked him, even though he was killing them.
This woman, who gave her name only as Paige, calls herself a Satanist. She says Ramirez has written letters to her and that she's talked with him in jail.
Everyone makes him look so bad, you know, but I know that he's a nice person because I've met him, and I know.
He's convicted of 13 murders.
I know. But he's really a nice guy.
Listen, just the next time you hear a dude say, "Nice guys finish last," just freaking listen to him. This dude is pure evil, but I'm also kind of glad he didn't get to kill himself before the police captured him, because he definitely had a lot to say.
Do you admit to being evil, Richard?
We are all evil in some form or another, are we not?
I'm asking you the questions, my friend.
Yes, I am evil.
You see what I'm saying? And people ask, how do people get this way? Rewind to the beginning of the video where he was 10. The point is, I hope people studying cases like this helps to highlight abuse and then prevent future abuse. I'm going to give Night Stalker: The Hunt for a Serial Killer 4 stars. This story is super crazy, and if you're into true crime, you should be very interested in this one. To me, this is the most textbook case of how not to raise a child. So please, if you have a kid out there, I'm not saying you gotta get that kid the PS5, but freaking hug that kid, freaking tuck that kid in, read the freaking bedtime stories, even if you read it a million times and it's low-key boring, and you bought the kids so many books, but they only want to hear the same book, but you don't like that book, but they like that book. Just read that book. Like, do the things. Do the things. Night Stalker: The Hunt for a Serial Killer debuts exclusively on Netflix on January 13th. As always, thanks for checking out Tate's Take. If you stuck through the video and enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. In the comments, let me know how y'all feel about true crime docs. Let me know if you know about the Night Stalker. I appreciate the time, y'all. Peace.